What is it? We have some explanation for that. We have none. Don't worry. Continue your program. Oh boy, it's really something super fantastic here. You couldn't ever imagine that.
Welcome to Planet Pluto.
You go the other way. Go back the other way. Well, that's kind of rich. Pretty spectacular. My God. What is that there? That's a hollow. What the hell is that? Don't tangle. Tangle. It's kind of right there now. Roger. We got it. We marked it. Lost communication. Bravo Tango. Bravo Tango.
Banana. What's happening? Look, they got the new interface here on StreamYard. I'm like, what?
I know.
What's going on? I'm like, what is this? Are you echoing?
You're echoing. You got 3 screens open.
I don't even know.
You look to your
Good
side. You got
morning.
the side screen open.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, moving. Girl, let me tell you something. I don't know what this. I'm sorry, y'all. What this is. I see it, but I don't know how to get rid of it. Jesus, I hate technology.
Turn it over.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. This is crazy. I just don't get it. High vertical. Here we go. How's that? Did that do it?
But
Are we right now? Y'all let me know.
you got 2 different versions, 2 different lives open here. Yeah, I know. No, you're playing in old time. It's not real time. No, no, because your lips are not moving. So I hear. Go to your YouTube or your phone or something. You can see that you have a delay, a major delay.
What the French toast and bologna
You have
sandwich?
a major delay.
Okay. French toast and bologna. Okay, so I see you pretty good. Sorry, guys. Are you seeing me pretty good, Cheryl? Because I only have 2 people up.
You're in the center in real time. Yeah, just start the live because it's not.
I don't. Let me see. Let me take us out. Oh. All right. Hello. Welcome back. How are we?
Are you? Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Okay, because you had an old version. It was dragging and it wasn't current. It is current now.
All right. So we're in there. We're good now. Yes.
I can't hear you.
You're in there. You can't hear me?
I can hear you now, but it's a delay.
It's got to be the interface. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
It's a delay. Can you? Start the live over.
Okay, we're back. It's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. Let me know if you guys can hear me and how many of Ladoshas do you see on the screen. That would be very helpful because so I'm not quite sure what we've got going on here, but we shall see momentarily. Okay, so let me guys know if you see one Ladosha or if you see two Ladoshas, because the interface is kind of acting up. But anywho, get ready. We have a wonderful episode tonight. It's going down with the one and only Mrs. Samantha Dixon-Slawter, and she is the founder of the Black Beauty Culture of Nova Scotia. So she's gonna, get us all up to date and informed on what's happening in the world of beauty when it comes to Nova Scotia and the United States. I'm hoping we're gonna be able to do some collaborations with her. I'm just put it out there in the universe. She didn't even know I was going to ask that question. All right, so you see one Ladosha. All right, so we're going to wait for Cheryl to come back in. So again, we apologize, but the interface here on what's the StreamYard is a little bit fancier than what I'm used to. So everybody sees one. What's up, Earth? How you doing? So again, we're just gonna have a wonderful, wonderful episode. I'm waiting for Cheryl to come back through. So let me say, what's going on, Miss K? It's about to go down. We're taking y'all around the world, okay? So well, a little bit up north, okay? Let's see how we got Cheryl coming in here now. All right, how we doing? All right now. All right, everybody, like y'all good? Hey, y'all, sometimes things just get a little crazy around here, but this interface, man, I'm here to tell you.
They changed it on you.
Right? They changed it, but I ain't gonna drink no liquor because we got Mrs. Samantha coming in. I don't want her to think I'm all ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of you guys are really to know and learn so much more about what's happening in the world of beauty in Nova Scotia, because y'all know I keep telling y'all from the hood. I don't know that much about it, but tonight we gonna learn today. And when I tell you this woman is a plethora of information, I don't get to use the word plethora very often. So tonight I'm gonna run plethora in the ground. So Cheryl, what's happening over there in the world of San Diego?
Man, everything's happening. It's absolutely okay. We're gonna get some rain.
You're gonna get some rain. Yeah, it's gonna get some rain. I see you, KLB. Thanks so much for helping me out and see what's happening over here, because I really don't know what we got going over here. All right, I see you over there. All right, Instagram, like you best to get it together. We got the King of Lock. We got Jen Kinsman. Do you live on Kinsman, Jen? And then we got I hope it's either Mrs. Tweet or Mr. Street. Okay, so let me know if I got this correct. And in case y'all wondering, I think I know what it is, by the way. Now that I'm on Instagram, I see what they've done, Cheryl. So, Instagram does not have the portrait. Instagram has doesn't have landscape. Instagram has portrait. So they make it do both. But I can hear the feedback too. Okay. I just clicked over to Instagram and I saw that. But anywho, we'll have to do a practice run. You know what I'm saying?
I just got on my phone. I didn't even bother.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Inti Hoot, are you guys ready to learn about what's happening over in Nova Scotia? If you are, put an NS in the chat. Now, if you're really good with your emojis, I'm kind of bootleg. You can drop a Nova Scotia emoji flag in the chat because I just learned how to do that a little bit. I said, oh, they got Nova Scotia flag. Huh? Let me put that in the chat right quick so y'all know what time it is. I'm a little bit tech savvy, all right? You got to show off when you can just, you know how to put it in the Nova Scotia flag, all right? So I put that, there it is. It's in the chat. Y'all don't want none of this smoke when it comes to Nova Scotia, all right? But before we bring Samantha in, I know you're going to tell me, sure, to let it go, but I can't let it go. I'm not going to be able, sure, like, please just bring, Samantha is in the green room. She's waiting patiently for us. But I have to bring it in because I'm just still verklempt, okay? So she's on she's on, this is Instagram, and she's on TikTok too. And that she's on the verge, like it's coming down to the wire. And I want this girl to stay. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I bought something. I did, sure. I went on ahead and bought something. How many people bought something? Because I want to see this lady make it. Sure, because some people are new. They didn't catch the last episode where we talked about this. Exactly. This was the preeminent natural hair care product company in America and England. What happened? I ain't gonna lie. If you support it, just go ahead and say me too, But I broke down. I'm gonna show it to y'all when I get it too. Cheryl gonna be like, no, you didn't. But I did, Cheryl. So enlighten us as we wait to we're gonna bring in Samantha in a minute. She's in the green room, like, y'all crazy in America. She asked me, how you guys doing? I'm like, I got my Gambian scarf on. You see that? I'm just rocking on my little Gambian gear, okay?
Right.
So right quick before we bring in Samantha, what's going on with Curl Mix? Now that it's getting down to the wire. I don't know.
I don't think it's the brand. I mean, it could possibly, and I think it's three prong, right? It's the category. Natural hair. Oh boy, it is a peculiar monster. I think that there's just no more room for it to expand. We may have, it's very hard to turn over one or two buyers. It's you buy once, you buy twice, you buy three times, but to get them to be devoted Curl Mix buyers and devoted customers. Are there
any devoted? That's a good question. Are there any devoted Curl Mix people in the chat? Anybody in the chat that's like down with Curl Mix? That's something that we should probably know something about. I'm with UK. We do have to support each other. That's a very good comment. So and if you're watching this post live, let us know, because Cheryl thinks that
let me just say this. You don't have to support them to make them survive. You don't throw a brand a lifeline, because there's obviously something wrong with it. And there's wrong with it, and it may not be the company in and of itself, but it's something that the category is, I think, is the problem. I think natural hair, just as a sector of the beauty industry, just needs to be revamped.
It's probably run its course.
It's a multiple of problems. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, natural. One thing. Now, this is something that we do have to keep in mind. Hair, it is like fashion, right? And so things do come and go. Like bell bottoms was in, and then you had the shag was in, and then the curl was in, and it went out. The relaxer went in, and so it's been 25 years. So maybe it's that could be it. Let us know what you think, in the chat. But I went on ahead and dropped a couple of coins, let's see what can happen. But if it's up, it's up. It just ain't no other way. It
And
is what it is.
two,
But I
and this generation of beauty brand product owner is not like Johnson or Dudley's, and I mean, it's not the way it was. It's a different monster. They're outsourcing a lot. They're buying their inventory. The whole manufacture, the whole thing is different. And I think that,
that's something to think about.
And two, it's just, because her asking for orders is a sign that there is just no interest. I mean, and she could be asking for orders to fix some of the financial issues, but
Gotcha.
and I think it's, and we do owe the support, but we don't owe you, our money to help you survive under circumstances. And you got to be, a little smarter than that. If it's time to the category's bad, got to do some research.
I think everything. I mean, like I think everything it has its course. Like I have a salon, and I'm like, I ain't trying to be there for like. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I think after 25 years, I mean, I feel it myself. I mean, it's not the business isn't going down, but I think sometimes you just gotta, when it's high, go head on and just,
expand,
let it roll on
elevate.
out. Yeah,
Absolutely.
just gotta just make a transition. But anywho, so speaking of transition, are you guys ready to hear from the one and only Mrs. Samantha Dixon-Slawter of the Black Beauty Culture of Nova Scotia? I have a series of questions for her. We're going to learn so much. Now, let me just say this before I bring her in, okay? While we were in the green room, we were talking, she asked, like, well, y'all okay in America? And I was just like, okay, Earth. That's what I said, okay? And she said, Canada was the original, what'd you say, promised land. And I was like, hold on, y'all. When she said that, I had, y'all know where I went, right? Here I go. And she know how we get down on the platform, so she already know. Like, Ladosha, she crazy as I get. Here I go.
What you talking about, Willis?
So we about to learn today exactly what Canada and Nova Scotia, because I was trying to look up, like, is Nova Scotia part of Canada? Is Canada part of Nova Scotia? Mm-hmm. We need to learn more about, our brothers and sisters outside of America. So today, not only are we going to learn about that, but we're also going to learn about the historical legendary organization, the Black Beauty Culture of Nova Scotia. So the chat is looking pretty full, and we got all cylinders flying over on IG. We're looking good here on Facebook and as well as Instagram. So let me get my hand clap sound going as we get ready to bring in my dear friend, my sweetheart, Mrs. Samantha Dixon-Slawter. Come on, y'all. Let's get ready. Put our hands together. Come on, get loud, get loud. Oh, there she is. There she is, representing baby. That's what I'm talking about. We got our little black on. What's happening? What's happening, sister?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share about the Black Beauty Culture Association.
Oh, and Nova Scotia. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So tell everybody, all we know about Canada is that it's cold. So before we get a little bit, formal, you can tell us who you are. I just want to know, is Nova Scotia part of Canada, or is it its own? I was trying to, I don't like to rely on Google. I mean, nothing against ChatGPT, y'all.
Nova Scotia is part of Canada, but I heard that Ohio is colder than Canada.
What? Cheryl, put your finger down. Rashida, y'all, none of y'all bet not say that can't be true.
I actually, you know what? I used to visit Ohio. I used to visit Toledo.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Halsey is from Toledo. So I don't know. I don't know. I haven't lived in Canada. I'm not quite sure, but I'm like UK. It's cold up in Canada, and they every time we get
It's
cold,
all
they'll say
coded
that.
in. It's all coded in SoCal.
You know what? Ain't nobody thinking about you in that San Diego beautiful ass weather. Okay, we want to. We rocking Black beauty culture of Nova Scotia. Now, before I have you share with us a little bit about who you are. Oh, look, they already in the chat. Like the guest is cute. We don't have no ugly people on this podcast. Y'all already know. Okay. Now I know y'all wonder, like, well, how do you know Samantha? So here's the story, right? So Cheryl and I, we have the documentary called The Narrative, and so she came across, our documentary, and so she reached out to us, right? So she came through Facebook. So when she reached out, here I go, Samantha, you can tell them the truth. Here I go. It's Black people in Nova Scotia. I was like, the only thing I know about Nova Scotia is snow and sledding. Now, I know y'all like Ladosha. I'm just telling y'all my truth. And so she was like, girl, it's so many Black. And I was just like, who knew? Now, I know, Kay. I'm just telling y'all. I know. She was like, dear, because America, they don't teach. I'm just talking about me. I went to school and I went to college, but Nova Scotia has never come up on our radar.
But
Never.
we've actually have to learn. We had to learn. How many states do you guys have?
50.
How many states? How many?
We
50?
have 50. Yes, we have
We had
50.
to learn. We had to learn about the 50 states
How
when we
is
went to school.
that? How is that? Nova Scotia has to learn about America's 50 states. We don't even know. All we know about Canada is Alberta Clipper. I mean, at least from Cleveland, And that
I mean, I
could
know
be because I was
several
brought up.
places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be because I was brought up in the inner city. Perhaps if you went to a private school or, something like that, you got a little bit more, or Montessori, you got a little bit more than what we got in the hood. But we just didn't get anything about Canada, and definitely not Nova Scotia. And so I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. And so you were sending me all this. I was like, look at all this Black history. So before we get into the Black history, you're going to be our Black history today. So with that being said, share with everybody a little bit about who you are and how you became a cosmetologist. And then we're going to get into a little bit more of the Black beauty culture of Nova Scotia. So tell us a little bit about who you are and how did you get into cosmetology?
Well, I'm actually Samantha Dixon-Slawter, Sammy Dixon's baby girl, Wayne Slaughter's wife. I actually I got into it. I actually went to work for my uncle as a receptionist,
Okay.
and he actually sent me to hairdressing school. In hairdressing school, we didn't learn anything about Black hair, but I'm working in a Black salon. So I'm like, a Black person comes in, they have their hair done, and the teacher tells them, well, no, we don't do your type of hair. So I'm like, what am I doing here? And I actually, I think at that day I decided to quit, but I didn't quit until I found out an alternative. And the alternative was actually to work in the salon as an apprentice and receive my license that way. My aunt had her, and she was actually one of the first Black people here in Nova Scotia to have a master hairdressing license.
Okay. All right.
And that's how I got my
Okay.
license.
Now we have that phenomenon here in America. So sure, I'm just gonna pivot over to
Yes.
you. And I know you don't represent, what's happening with the education of cosmetology, but how is it that, and we've had people come on the podcast pretty much, from
Yeah.
various parts of the world, but everybody has the same story. So what is it about cosmetology that could not or would not it could be either or, you can clarify this, that they just couldn't get with Afro hair, where you have, our homegirl, our sister in Nova Scotia having the same, conversation that we have here in America. We hear it in England, of course, in Africa. So give us your opinion about that.
I say all the time, when you deal with hair of Europeans, you may have you're learning some fashioning techniques, but the root of their cosmetology is in sanitation. It's not in ours in terms of adornment, environmental art, spiritual connection, ancestral, cultural connections, and it's not that story. That's not the story of Europe. Europe sanitizes it. It only grooms to clean, and so it's not expansive enough. And two, scientifically, it just doesn't. Well, the class. And because
Now,
they
when you
need
say
a class distinction, they need a class distinction.
But
so
when you say
cleanliness- Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, but when you say they're into sanitation, but they do lots of hair coloring, they do hair cutting. So
Now
and
they
nowhere
do.
in that. Oh,
Now they do. In the first time that happened, it was in the 20th century. We've been doing it for tens of thousands. You have to remember, their hairstyles are technical, maybe technical blueprints because of colonialism. They've seen braids and updos and things. Those are not those are not native to Europe, but Europe has a connection with making sure that they're clean and delousing and doing other things. That beauty means other things to them. And so when you meet and create caste and class systems, one is held for a certain class system, and Black people have just never been in that class. So now you come to the middle of the 20th century, that's where we had the segregation. And then, of course, the segregation, because what do we do on the plantation in America and maybe in other parts of the world? We did their hair. And so it's really to separate you in class, to not center your culturalness. Their culturalness is centered. And it just goes. The barbershop, not so much. It was just men. They didn't really separate it by race. Barbering was just a lot more integrative and progressive than the beauty parlor.
okay.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Now, Samantha, if you can recall, can you give us a little bit, just a little, throwback memories of what was your cosmetology education like in Nova Scotia? Just give us an overview if you can, like some things that stick out that you learned that kind of made you realize we're not in this equation, and maybe how you navigated if you noticed that in school or not. So can you share with us some of your formal training and what's cosmetology school like in Nova Scotia?
Probably the same as in the U.S. It's the same. Pretty much, it's pretty much the same. One of the people that I actually found out about was Art Dyson.
Art Dyson.
Yes. So he actually. Now I was actually so happy to find him because he's actually. When I read about him, I thought he was from Canada. Let me tell you that. So I mistakenly, because it said that he was from California, but it said CA. So I thought it meant Canada.
Oh.
Okay. So, anyways, and that's another story. But when I read about him, it talked about how he went to hairdressing school. And I said, oh, in Canada, because I'm thinking that there's no way in the world that in the United States they're not teaching you about black hair. So he said that there might have been, I think but don't quote me. I think he said it might have been about 16 hours of black hair care.
Maybe.
Learning.
Wow.
Maybe.
Wow.
At the time.
Are you guys taking notes here? It's definitely something in the water, but Cheryl just kind of cleared it up about that's her opinion. If you have some opinions about why you think this black hair was just omitted altogether, and as we can see, this is a worldwide phenomenon. It's something, I'll be honest, when I was in cosmetology school, I still do, y'all. I think we got a serious class action lawsuit because I don't know. Let me just stop right there. I don't want to go there. I just thought
Let
it
me
was
ask you guys. Let me ask you a question, Ladosha.
Don't
we only had a few black-owned beauty college accreditations probably in the whole United States. And I remember black areas, especially, and maybe they were mostly in New York and probably in the South and North Carolinas and things of that nature. But even when we have a black-owned beauty school, what book do we have? And see, and therein lies the issue. Yeah.
Do you guys
Because
use Milady's book? What book do you guys use? You use Milady's too?
It's international.
I'm sick. I'm
telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling
they have a monopoly, guys.
And our histories and heritage run parallel. Pretty much.
I told you guys.
Okay. Now, when you say our histories are parallel, we're gonna digress.
Our histories and heritage are parallel. They're actually, sometimes we lag behind because we have to catch up, but they're pretty much running together. Now, and remember, we're British. We're British. We're actually British.
I hear your accent because I keep wanting to hold anybody in the chat want to hold their pinky up because I hear the little wisdom.
No, but you do. That's what I'm saying. But America's too. We are British, pretty much.
We don't have the accent because you got an accent. We from the hood, girl. We talk like this.
No.
We don't.
We have an accent to their ears.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. And you know what? Nova Scotians, Black Nova Scotians language is actually studied in Cambridge University in England.
Yeah.
It's actually our language is called anyways, I'll actually have to text it to you, but we're studied in a bit of African American and some Caribbean.
Wow. Yeah, because I can hear all the patois in when you speak.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So now when you say our histories and everything, we're kind of parallel. Give us a little bit more of what should Americans know about our relationship to Nova Scotia, especially when you said in the green room that Canada was the original. Because when you said, I said we want to get up out of here, so maybe we could come over to Canada. I don't know. Canada may not want us though. I don't know.
Well, during slavery, a lot of enslaved people actually escaped to Canada. The Underground Railroad.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it was via the Underground Railroad that we got over to Canada. Now, how were the Canadians? Oh, that's one way. Hold on, y'all. Y'all better take note. Y'all ain't getting this no place else now. This is America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. Now, what was the other way? Because beyond the Underground.
You know what? I think that's in one of our. That answer is actually in one of the other questions.
Oh,
that answer is in the other question. So, I think one of the things that I probably should tell you too is that hairdressing was in my blood.
Meaning?
My great grandfather had one of the first straightening combs in my community. Nova Scotia has 52 Black communities. I was actually raised in one of them, and it's called Northwestern. My grandfather had the first straightening comb. And I'm sure that it came from the United States, but we got it here.
Wow. Okay.
So,
And,
Now,
it
do
was,
you
and with that one straightening comb, I'm sure he became legendary. He was the hairstylist?
No, he wasn't, but people, not that I know of. Now, the historian that told me that he was the first person to have one, she didn't actually give me the details of how it was used. So I'm thinking that people probably came and borrowed it and used it that way.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys use the straightening comb in Nova Scotia?
Girl, now that's in another question that you sent me.
Okay, well, just
So,
come on, go on.
Oh, now.
Now,
Okay.
pretty much, we do. We use the martial irons too.
Okay. Ow. So y'all got the straightening comb, you got the martial arts. Okay, all right. Now you said that you decided to do some apprenticeship, right? So now, what did your apprenticeship, consist of when you said, you know what, doing this other hair ain't gonna cut the mustard? So now that you're into the salon where you can learn, what were you learning when it came to Afro hair? Do you guys call it Afro hair, or do you have another term? Like, what do you call it?
Ladosha, you know I'm older than you, right?
No,
Well, we don't know. No, we don't know. We don't know.
no. You look younger than me. Don't let this color fool you, girl.
Okay. So when I started doing hair, again, I started working at my uncle's salon as a receptionist. My uncle actually did every type of chemical service. He did it all. My aunt as well. My aunt got her license in the 1970s, and she actually couldn't find a job in the early 1970s. So my uncle actually opened up a salon. And they started working. And he opened up his salon actually in my brother's basement.
And when did you get or became certified or whatever you got?
When I got my license,
What year?
85.
Okay.
I got mine in 85.
We basically run the same time.
Okay.
I got mine in 2000.
Right.
So I was yeah. Anyway, I got 25. Don't hate now. 2000, 2025. Okay. All right. So you got 1985. So do you guys call it Afro hair or were you calling it black hair? Like, what language did you guys use to describe it?
Black hair.
Black hair. Okay. But not Afro hair.
No, not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
But that would make sense. That makes sense. Black
Why?
hair. Yeah.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that, Cheryl?
Because it's a cultural spinoff.
Okay.
And and that's why we say that's what the word Afro with the O means. It's not FRI. Afro, AFRI is indigenous. We are a spinoff. We are from a different place, even though our ancestral or genetic. Right. So, but black, because we started with black hair, that would make sense that Canada would be doing that too. I'm just saying. Makes sense.
All right. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Makes sense to me. But go ahead.
So I think one of the questions that you asked me too, Ladosha, is who inspired me?
That's why I was going next. Yeah.
Great question.
So my aunt Mona Hunter, actually, she worked with my uncle as well as a hairdresser. She actually lived in Toledo, Ohio. So that's who I visited when I went to Ohio, to Toledo. She now lives in Boston, but she actually
really?
inspired. She did my hair for my junior prom, and my sister actually dressed me. My aunt gave me this super duper optu. It was like a French roll, but it was two French rolls.
Ooh.
And my sister actually dressed me in a tuxedo white skirt suit. I looked older than I actually was. I was 15. I probably looked like I was 26. So I think I was the best looking person at junior prom. So yeah, and I was only 15.
So your
that's
aunt
who
inspired you. Now was
she really
was
did,
she a
yeah.
hairdresser? She was a hairdresser.
She was, and she was very motherly. I actually wanted to be just like her.
Okay. Oh, so okay. Now let me just let me see if I can share. I hope it. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I'm telling you, good Lord, this new
Yeah, they switched up on. They switched up
I
on you,
mean,
sis.
they switched me. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to see if I will be able to pull up. Hopefully, it'll let me pull it up. So now we're getting into the meat of who you guys are, who you are, and this is the official website of the Black Beauty Culture Association, located in Nova Scotia. So with that being said, everybody is eager to finally know what the ham sandwich and French toast is. The Black Beauty Culture Association, located in Nova Scotia. What is this organization all about?
So the
Go ahead, just let it rip. You with your cousins now. Just tell us all about it.
Let me start with someone that I think I've shared with you guys before, and that's Viola Desmond.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the 1940s, Viola Desmond owned and operated the first Black beauty school in all of Canada. And it actually happened to be in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
Pretty much since she left, she actually moved to the United States. She actually died in the United States. So she died in the 1960s. On November the 8th, we actually celebrated her arrest. She was actually arrested here in Nova Scotia for setting in. Although we didn't have Jim Crow laws, we had all of the, oh my goodness,
Discrimination, racial,
all the byproducts. So, for instance, you couldn't set in a certain area in the theater.
Yeah, discrimination.
So she couldn't set in in a certain area. Actually, Black people only could sit in the balcony. So you would only be sold a ticket to go to the balcony.
Yeah.
And in 1946, she went to New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. She was driving to, actually, she was on her way to Cape Breton to do some business. She was a fierce business person, and she wanted everyone in Nova Scotia, especially women, to be able to have access to beauty and the education as well, access to the service and the education. So she was on her way to Cape Breton, but her car broke down in New Glasgow, and she wanted to go and visit. She wanted to keep herself warm, so she went to the movie theater, and she went to buy a ticket. She bought a ticket, and they sold her a balcony ticket, but she went to sit downstairs. And in going to sit downstairs, they asked her to leave. So instead of leaving, she actually went to pay the extra money, because I think they charged 20 cents for the balcony tickets, and they charged 40 cents for the downstairs tickets. So she went to pay for the ticket. And rather than sell her the ticket, because they weren't allowed to sell those tickets to Black people, they told her that they couldn't sell it to her. So she went back and sat down to watch the movie. And they arrested her.
And what was her
They put
name
her in jail.
again?
Viola Desmond. I sent you a link for her
Yes,
information.
I'm about to show you.
And
Yeah, I'm going to show you her picture. So Viola Desmond is like the equivalent to our Rosa Parks.
yeah, the only thing is she was actually her incident happened before Rosa Parks.
Oh,
Hers happened in
y'all
1946.
better thank you.
What was that, about 1960? Oh my God. Yeah,
Wow. She doesn't
was
even look
probably
African American. Yeah, she's very fair skinned.
yeah.
They used to have this passing here. Did they have that in Canada where people were passing as whites?
Our histories are very, in heritage is very parallel.
Yeah.
It's very parallel.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Even
is,
though you did not have the so-called black codes, you did have what we call Jim Crow segregation. And that
But
is
it
what
wasn't,
brought right.
but it wasn't law. Like it wasn't actually a
Oh no, I
law
know
here.
you're right. Yeah. You just had all of the
the
experiences.
pinnings, the
And
underpinnings and all.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
So,
had every feature of it.
mhm. Again, the histories and heritage of Black Nova Scotia is very relative to what's happening or what happened in the United States.
Absolutely.
So did they eventually start to give you guys privileges? So as the United States made progressions with like the civil rights movement and they started to pull back on some of the discrimination, did Canada just automatically in Nova Scotia follow pursuit, or you guys didn't, you had your
Some of
own
that
quote unquote civil rights movement?
some of that, I think some of that stuff happened for us beforehand. Because I mean, but we're still fighting. We still got lots to do. We're still fighting.
What y'all fighting for in Nova Scotia? Hold on, wait a minute. What y'all fighting for in Nova Scotia? I want to know. What are y'all fighting for in Nova Scotia?
Slavery, but the same thing you guys are fighting for. Slavery ended
There you go.
in Canada in I think 1832 or 33. I believe. But it didn't end in the United States until 1965. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of
was based on a civil war, and that didn't happen in Canada. Because all I know is that it didn't happen in Canada. Civil war didn't happen in Canada.
I hope y'all heard what she said. She said slavery did not end in America until 1965.
No, I said 1865.
1865.
18.
Okay.
Correlated to the Civil War.
Okay.
Well, at least it was out. At least it was emancipated.
Yes,
now,
but let me.
You're
okay,
probably
let
right.
Let me finish, guys. Let me finish. So let me finish. So again, like we both of us have a lot to be pretty much fighting for. There's a lot more work to do in the beauty industry too, but to talk about the enslaved people that actually left, you know who I actually talked to, and I know you guys know her, Dr. Tamika Ellington.
Yes.
Yes.
So I spoke to her one time, and she actually had me on her podcast too. And we actually, with her, we found out that not only did during the Civil War, not only did Black Americans join the British for freedom, because they, the British were offering them freedom. The British were actually stealing enslaved people from their enslavers to bring them to Canada, so that the enslavers wouldn't get the use of those enslaved people.
I've not heard that. I've not heard that. You heard that?
Well, I read a couple of books where that was.
It's documented.
I believe you. I'm just saying they ain't teach the chat real quiet because we all learning.
Yeah, that's so British.
Yeah.
Okay.
You bad,
So,
Shirley. She said that's so British.
So
Okay.
it is. It
Okay.
is. I mean, stick it to America. Come on.
All right. Okay.
I
So
mean,
now
that's
we see we have some
but
parallels, but you also go ahead.
remember, as as much as they would like to, as they would like to think, the United States and the British are still friends. They're still good
one
friends.
one in the same. Well, Trump just left and embarrassed the shit out of the king. Oh God, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
at least he got, but
horrible.
at least he got invited. He got invited.
Yeah, he got
Oh
invited.
well,
Okay.
well, I think Prince Charles would have rather have the Obamas.
So we have the back. So we got a little bit of the backstory, by way. Let me get her name right, Miss Viola
Desmond.
Okay, and so I also saw in that same article that Canada officially apologized to her, and they actually put her on the $10 bill. Is that correct?
That's right. We got a black hairdresser on the money.
Do you still have
I'm gonna tell you right.
I want
We
some.
got a black hairdresser on the money.
I'm going to get some of that money. Y'all, a black. Did y'all hear what she said? A black hairdresser
Come
on the money.
On some money.
dog.
Okay, please. I gotta have me at least. I gotta
So
at least have me 10 of those.
One of the reasons that Viola Desmond was pardoned is because of the work of her sister. Her sister, Dr. Wanda Robson, actually worked hard at getting her pardon because she was actually charged with. They couldn't charge her for sitting in the seat of white people because that would have meant that they were being racist. They actually charged her for tax evasion because the seats on the balcony were, I think they were 2 cents in tax, and the seats on the floor were 3 cents in tax. So they charged her for a penny, tax evasion for a penny. And I think she had to pay a fine, so they had to actually pay that back too.
But you know what I find interesting in this conversation, and I don't know if anybody else is picking up on it. Do you see what means Canada went through to go around using terms like racism, Jim Crow, discrimination? They went all the way around, the term, the vocabulary, the lexicon, but was committing every single thing. The only thing they wasn't doing, they wasn't using the same
right. Yeah.
We call them some motherfucker because do y'all cuss like we cuss?
Histories, believe me when I tell you our histories are parallel.
That means yes.
I'm trying not to, I see the struggle in trying to find the words because they don't have the language, but the actions were identical. The only thing that they didn't do in Canada was they did not use the words like, did they call y'all niggas?
Now, I'm going to say it again. Our histories are parallel. Come on, Ladosha, stop. You can stop that now. Stop it.
Because but when people come from Canada, like I received my master's certification. I became a master colorist, and I know I'm gonna say it wrong. Is it Mississauga or Mississauga?
You got this. That's close enough. Mississauga.
All right. So that's where I got my master's certification. That's when I became a master colorist. And they acted like that they had no idea of what I was talking about. Of course I was around all white people, but still. They were like that Canada didn't have it. So to hear you say this, it's like, okay, She said
exactly parallel.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see you, Kay. I see y'all in there. I see y'all in the chat. Okay, the chat is like, okay. So what? So now you talked a little bit about the barriers and the education of cosmetology when it came to Afro hair, or black hair. So what did your organization do to kind of circumvent the barriers? Did you guys begin to start teaching? Did you network with cosmetologists from across the world?
We haven't gotten it all done yet. There's still lots of work to do. There's still lots of work
Really?
to do.
For example, what type?
Yes.
Okay,
We've gotten the Black Beauty Culture Hair Innovator course designated as an apprenticeship. But there's other things that we need. There's other things, but that's, you know what? That's for another podcast. There's other things that we need to do.
Can you give us like 2 things? We're gonna have you come back because Cheryl and I, we be on the mission. We got this Afro hair science thing jumping off. You know what I'm saying? So so give us 2 things that you see that's missing from the education. And
well, I guess one thing that I know you guys know is that Black people educate themselves a lot. They do that very well. Okay.
Don't y'all we gotta drop. I'm sorry, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. We gotta drop the bomb on that one, Cheryl, because she came through with it like she said, can't get enough of that funky stuff. I gotta drop. Hold on, y'all. Let us drop the bomb.
We're here trying. We're really trying to make it. Nova Scotia designated the first certified trade in all of Canada that's dedicated to taking care of Black people. Period. It's the only trade in all of Canada that's dedicated to taking care of Black people.
What?
Like literally says that.
Literally taking care of Black people. I mean, not that
like
other people
can't.
Says that. It doesn't say that, but it truly is the only trade that actually takes care of Black people beauty needs. The legislation here has been a barrier for Black people, and it's been a barrier for Black beauty culture, because literally the industry has neglected and it's regressed since Viola Desmond's school. Like Viola Desmond's school, I think that Viola left here in 1955 or 56. It might have been 57. I don't really know. But she moved to the United States. Her father actually was an American preacher who came here to preach. Not her father, sorry, her grandfather. So her mother's father came here to preach, and at one of the Black churches here, one of the Black Baptist churches. And the mother ended up staying here and marrying a Canadian or a Nova Scotian. And and she ended up going, again, like I said, I think she might have gotten tired of fighting all the time too. So I think that's one of the reasons, because the arrest, I think, interrupted her life. That arrest really interrupted the woman's life.
So you guys, political leaders, they don't do anything for you guys when it comes to laws around beauty and or
no more than yours. No more than yours.
Be quiet, Cheryl. Now.
Like, come on now. I'm telling you, histories and heritage run parallel. For real, seriously, they're parallel. I mean, they'll do, like, for instance, again, that's
Cheryl,
another
get
podcast.
back in the frame. Stop bugging, Cheryl. Okay, so let me just say this. So when you say that the culture of Black hair in Canada has regressed some, what do you mean by it's regressing some?
Regress a lot, because pretty much, pretty much. Now, I'm telling you, Viola Desmond had the only Black. Okay. Now I'm not gonna say. Viola Desmond had the first Black beauty school in all of Canada.
Okay.
In all of Canada. Now, again, when she left, there was nothing. There was zero.
So nobody has picked up the baton.
There was no Black education. There was no Black beauty culture education. And right after she left, the Cosmetology Association was founded. pretty much a little while after she left.
I hear y'all. They said we got to take Afro hair science to Nova Scotia. Here she go.
Yeah.
We got our de facto. By the way, right quick, every time she comes in the chat, I have to say it. Esther, again, I hope we are making you proud. In case you're wondering, Mrs. Slaughter, like how you guys come up with this concept of bringing people onto the show? It's this young lady. She's our de facto producer. Her name is Esther T. Jones. And when we first started, it was just me and Cheryl being a bunch of chatty Cathys. And she said, why don't you guys like bring people on? And boy, let me just tell you something, Esther. Good Lord, and 8 nickels. Round of applause to you. Probably the best advice that we could have been given. It seemed like it could have been an obvious, tonight is truly an honor, Samantha, to have you come on with us, because sometimes you think you're going crazy. So let me just say this, and you guys heard me talk about it on the podcast, last week, week before last, or whatever it was, when I said that in Africa, they don't have that part. Anywho, Senegal and the Gambia, they don't have access to combs and picks. And I showed you guys pictures of little young girls in their 18, 19 years old. They had never held a pick or a comb before. And so here we have our sister here in Canada saying that, it has regressed since 1956, the black hair care in Canada.
But let me tell you something, too. In 1995, I actually opened up and started a registered trade school. So, but I didn't get the support that I needed. And I think that my trade school was before its time. So it's regressed in the sense that.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Again,
do you think where we are at a starting point, maybe we are at the Afro 101 hair combing level? Or are we there?
Explain that. Explain that, Dr. Morrow.
Okay. Well, okay. Natural hair is an industry of product, not naturalness. It started about natural ingredients, and then it dovetailed into people being what we call anti-chemical. Okay. And then it turned into somehow support Black founders. And then all these brands started coming up, okay, between 2001, 2010, 11, boom, 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 boom. But at this point, do you guys believe that we are right at the natural in terms of the movement, the cultural expression, the combing, and Black pride and all? Do you think we're back there?
So when I started the Black Beauty Culture Association in 2016, for me, it was part of a Black Hair Matters movement, because again, we weren't being taught it in school. It was not accessible. We weren't allowed to train our own people in the salons. We weren't allowed. It wasn't allowed.
See, we could, but we could do that in America now.
Now, listen, you can do it in every other province except for Nova Scotia.
What?
You can do it in every other province except for Nova Scotia. And I should also tell you that Nova Scotia is pretty much, this is where Black culture was founded, Nova Scotia, pretty much. It was founded in Nova Scotia. We've been here for almost 400 years. So the Black Beauty Culture here in the Veda course is a revolutionary course. But again, like, to talk about it right now, I really can't, because I think that there's so much work to do. And to piggyback on what you were saying, Dr. Morrow, I think that we as a people, Black people, I think we need to learn how to work together. For instance, I was looking at a story today, and they were talking about how, and it was on social media, and they were talking about how the FBI in the United States were so afraid of Dr. King because he was actually, they were afraid that he was able to make Black people unite. They were afraid of that. And that was one of the reasons why I guess they bugged his phone and did stuff to him. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why they harassed him. They were actually afraid of him uniting Black people. And Black people need to, I think one of the things that we also need to know is we need to get a common goal. Beauty could be that common goal. It could be that common goal.
Absolutely. Wow. And that's one of the things that I was alluding to. Because if I think that we start back at where Ladosha says the basics of grooming, combing, right? The real essence of what Afro hair and Afro texture, aka black hair, black hair is. And not so much as it's attached to product. Moisture, porosity, all of these words that don't really apply. And kind of unlearn the consumer body as a whole. Just unlearn them. And let's start all over in terms of what black hair is.
I agree wholeheartedly. But I'm just going to be honest. And I got to say a couple of shout outs to Instagram is lit, by the way. What's up to the whole family on Instagram? I just so happened to click over and it is on fire over here on Instagram. We appreciate you guys so much. And Samantha, you know, you one mighty powerful sister to be very forthright. And it takes a lot of courage to say the things that you're saying. I think we don't. I hope I don't get myself in trouble. Say what?
I hope I don't get myself in trouble. I hope I don't get myself in trouble.
No, you're not. You're not. But what you're saying is, and Cheryl and I talked about this a lot, right, Cheryl? That we do have to get on one accord. But the problem to me is this dang on natural hair movement that's so far ahead with all of this and misinformation. I'm afraid that we're going to, maybe Cheryl and Samantha, we might, shut off a lot of people if we do what you guys are saying, because people have their money, they have their image, they have their everything tied up in a lot of this misinformation and disinformation. And if we do what you guys are suggesting, I think we might shut them out. And that's my concern.
But I'm not against natural hair. The Black Beauty Culture Hair Innovator course is actually more about natural hair. It's more of a natural hair course.
But do you realize that natural hair?
Go ahead, Cheryl.
No. But natural hair. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think the difference is between natural hair and curly hair?
I think everyone can have.
And I'll give you a caveat.
Well, one thing that I can say is anyone can have natural hair. Anybody, like anyone, like any race, any nationality can have natural hair. So, I mean, the difference is that, I don't know if there's a difference because
let me give you a caveat. Let me give you a little caveat. What is the difference between natural hair and naturally curly hair?
I guess it depends.
It's not. And I'm like literally asking. It's not a trick.
Well, it depends upon, I guess, who's wearing it.
Okay. And I think that if we understand when we say we're teaching natural hair, I think what we're teaching is the colloquial terms that comes with the era of natural hair, because we can't teach our hair back to Black people. That's ridiculous, right? So we're teaching the phenomenon. We're not teaching the actual education because natural hair in and of itself never had an education. It's not an education movement. It is a product movement to be anti-chemical.
Okay, but
And
for
once we
now
understand that,
for the Black Beauty Culture here Innovator course, it is an education.
no,
It is an education, but it's
right.
with those.
What I'm saying
with
is,
those-
I'm not saying the brand. Not the company, not the company, but I'm saying the movement in and of itself. Not what I'm not talking curriculum. I'm
Okay.
talking about. I'm not talking curriculum. What I am saying is that the movement, the company that you're talking about created something like Milady did. Okay, let's just be honest. They are getting a curriculum in how to do something their way. That is not the education I'm talking about. I am talking about the movement in and of itself, 1998. Actually, it actually started in 1994 because the rush of natural ingredients, which makes it advantageous for companies like Aveda. Let's just be honest. Okay, that's the natural partnership. Because in 1994, the product started trying to quote unquote be natural, and it dovetailed into being anti-chemical. That's why the movement in and of itself started anti-chemical, because it started with the product companies trying to get all of the phthalates and the sulfate and all of that, and then you have companies like Aveda, and you have other companies trying to be clean. And it dovetails out of 1999 and gets into the Y2K as phenomenon as we know it. And then you have all the brands following and trying to be natural.
So,
and then that word landed on Black people's hair. And then they started saying it was a natural hair movement, if that makes sense. And I just wanted to make sure that we get that.
So what you're saying is that Black people actually took on the name natural here, and it came from Europeans.
Natural.
Is that what you're saying?
It came from the need. Okay. Now, if you hear stories like we had on like Jane Carter, okay, you had a need to be dechemicalized because the word chemicals from relaxers and curls and color and all that, they had a space, and companies, many companies, and Veda happened to be one of them, they had what we call a clean beauty movement. That's where you get the kind of vilifying of mineral oil and sulfates and parabens and blah, 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 blah. That happened before the natural hair care movement that you know of today as the Y2K natural hair movement and Black women now doing the big chop. That is a movement that is connected with trying to be anti-chemical, chemical free. The natural hair movement that they wanted to be happened already, which was one of 1965, when we actually forked out our natural hair and did not put product in it. We just put some sheen in the shit. We didn't put nothing else. We wasn't trying to make no ringlets. We wasn't trying to do no twist outs. We weren't trying to get no curl definition. We weren't trying to get all that naturalness. So when I asked the question, and I asked the question to most people, because we get confused when we talk about it. And so when you're talking about the education system that you have in Nova Scotia now, the one you're partnering with, that's curriculum. That's not right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, got you.
We're on the same page.
So I'm gonna ask you guys, when are you coming?
Oh!
Hey, Esther, did you
Well,
call her up
pretty much.
and talk to
Pretty
her?
much.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
So
Before
we
you say
need
that,
to-
I see the. Wait a minute. Hold on. We got to do a station. We have to do it's time for you guys to hit the thumbs up button because that was fire, by the way, Samantha and Cheryl. So if you guys could right now, Cheryl's going to show you what you need to do to help change the narrative about Black beauty culture in and of Nova Scotia. Here we go. Watch this, Samantha. Here we go right now.
Pampa me on, pampa me on.
All right now, America's favorite
When we
podcast.
coming? When we coming? When you want us?
I'm telling you right now, it's going down here with the one and only Mrs.
One
Samantha
minute.
Dixon-Slawter of the Black beauty culture of Nova Scotia. And just one moment before we go a little bit further, I don't know if you guys are aware, but like I said, I've been rocking with her for quite some time. And just so you guys should know that Mrs. Slaughter recently lost her wonderful, wonderful husband. So I just wanted to take a few moments out. He was like, when I first met her and I was trying to get some books, I didn't understand PayPal. He got on the phone and was just trying to help his sister out. And yes, her husband was absolutely wonderful. So can we all, let's just give him some hand clap emojis and bring him up in spirit and let him know that we love him and we're definitely here for his beautiful, beautiful wife. So rest in peace, hubby bubby. You have a wonderful life. You're welcome. You're so welcome. So Cheryl says, Samantha asked, when are we coming to Nova Scotia?
Okay, so
Our de facto producer was in the chat saying, y'all need to just gone over there. And then she says she's looking forward to that hashtag, MyConBlackOwned. She thinks that could be a great unifier. I'm going to agree with you 100%. And Cheryl and Samantha and I was trying to do something when we first met a few years back, but our schedules and our time the documentary just picked up, and then the trip to Africa, everything just kind of moved us a little bit over. But I think that we are in a space now where we can begin to put something together to bring Afro hair science to Nova Scotia, where we experience the science of Afro hair via, the MyCon Black owned, because we do have to recalibrate and we need to recenter the industry. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be Cheryl and I, but now that we have Samantha, oh shit, it's going down.
Wait. I think we got us our third musketeer.
I think we got us out. What y'all think? We got Key Lolo, we got the hair oracle, and then we got the passionate one. All right, Samantha Dixon. I think we found our third musketeer. I agree.
I think you guys should come soon because I think I think it should be a global convention too. I think we should invite people from around the world.
Well, let me just say this. Well,
Yeah.
let me just say this. You got 3 black women on.
How do we get into this, guys?
Let me tell you, I don't care because she gonna speak it, and obviously, Afro hair science ain't gonna be really Afro hair science unless it comes to Nova Scotia anyway.
Get it, Dave.
Gosh. Look at that.
Right.
It's all,
I think Nova Scotia's got to bless it.
When Viola Desmond actually got her training in the United States. She went to Montreal first because actually she wasn't, back when she wanted to take hairdressing, she wasn't allowed to take it in Nova Scotia. They weren't allowing Black people to actually take hairdressing because they weren't allowing them in hairdressing school. Right. So she first went to Montreal, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And then she went to the United States and got training. And then there's another lady named Lillian Patterson, who is a cohort to Viola Desmond. She also got trained in the United States. I actually interviewed her for a article I used to write. Like I used to actually have a column at the Black Cultural Center here in Nova Scotia, and I interviewed her, and it was called The Black Hair Story. And she told me, she said, Samantha, you know, if you really want to learn about Black hair, you need to go to the United States. She said, you need to go to the United States, and you need to, if you want to be good at what you do. And you know, I've gone to quite a few hair shows. I've gone to the Proud Lady, which they don't have anymore. And I used to go every year. I used to go to the Bronner Brothers show, which I used to go every year. And then I got married, so I didn't go every year. I hardly ever went. So, and I used to always also go to a show in New York. It was either in New York or New Jersey. It was called the International Hair Show.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I knew it. Yeah,
Yes.
they still do
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yes.
The International Beauty Show. And they don't have
What
that
was
anymore.
that? What was
right?
that? It's Secaucus?
No,
It's
that's
Chicago.
they used to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't do
still
it anymore,
them.
right?
No, they
They
still
do?
do them, but they still do them. Yeah, they still do the IBS.
There's one in Secaucus?
No, not
Oh,
they
really?
move it around. They move it in
Oh,
different
okay.
parts. Because sometimes at the Jacob
And,
Javits
and,
Center.
and Dr. Morrow, you know, I met your father. I met your father in, I think, in Chicago at one of the hair shows in Chicago.
Oh,
And
man.
I have a collection of his books, of his magazines.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, we gotta
Well,
see
hold
that.
on. Well, hold on to him, man, because I can't keep him. So hold on to him.
We have the one and only the King of Lockers in the chat. I just saw you kind of snuck in on us, while you're dropping jewels in the chat. I hope you plan on joining us when we get ready to go over to Nova Scotia. By the way, so
That's
don't
right.
be
Yay.
don't be
Yay.
trying to say y'all. Everybody in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, you know, wait a minute. Yeah. And plus, we need to travel with our brothers.
And I also, you know, Barry Fletcher was almost here too. He actually was going to come here years ago, like almost 20 years ago. He was going to come. I know he's not doing too much here now. He used to have. He had a hair show called. His hair show was called
The Hair Cartel. Yeah, he had the Hair
No,
Cartel.
it was called. His hair show was called. It was in Washington, I think.
Baltimore. Wasn't it in Maryland?
Baltimore. Maybe you're right. But it was called Save Our Salons.
Mm.
You know what? John Atchison did my hair at that show. John Atchison did my.
Aha! Here you go. He says the Hair Gangsters. I knew it was something like the cartel or something.
Yeah. They used to have them at the other, you know, the other hair shows, like the one in Chicago and the one in Atlanta.
I'm liking this here. Hold up. Pause for the cause. Esther says the three hair skateers. The three hair skateers. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it, Esther. We're not turning that one down. We'll give you a little credit for it. Okay, we'll make sure we let everybody know. But I think we've just, you know, we're on to something that we can do. I like the way that you just came out and said we need to go ahead on and just, you know, let's just get this together. As my daddy would say, come on with the come on. And get down with the get down.
Come on. Well, let me just ask you. Look. Do y'all mind? Or do y'all mind? Okay, after we go to Nova Scotia, and you know we love to go to Cleveland. Would y'all mind coming to Southern California?
Oh yes. Yes.
Is there like
now?
Is there a big hair show there though? Sometimes don't they have like a big hair convention there?
No, the one we about to do.
Okay. But
I just want y'all to know. Here we are. Here we are on social media doing what John Lewis would tell us to do. We're getting into some good trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity. It's 10:26 p.m. EST, and that means it's what 7:26
It's 11:26 here.
Okay, so that's
Oh, yeah,
Canada
late.
time, and then we're
11.
PST 7:26. Is it 7:26, right, Cheryl? Your time. So I'm going to take this time and to announce that officially, the three Hairskateers. That would be me, Ladosha Wright. In the middle, we have Cheryl Morrow, and we found our third skateer, Mrs.
God bless you.
Samantha
God
Dixon-Slawter.
bless you.
We're gonna officially announce that we are going to go ahead on and we're going to go over to Nova Scotia using Afro hair science under the guise experience the science of Afro hair with the hashtag my comb black on. That is our initiative to recalibrate and set the tone for Afro black hair, because now I understand it has two. I learned something new today. For the entire world, we're not going to allow other companies to curriculumnize our hair. We're not going to allow other entities and other people who are outside of the ethos of the Africanity of what it is to have African hair. There's only one type, that's the mother texture, and its various variations. We have to do this. So it's official. This is not a warning. This is not a threat. This is not a movement. It's not a cause, not a stance. It is what it is. It is Black beauty culture, and we're going to kick it off in Nova Scotia. And so you guys be on the lookout, and we don't care if 505 people, 5,000. We're going to be like Jay-Z, order another round, because it's about to go down. Yeah. So, and thank you everybody for pushing us to do that right here on the spot. And so, Samantha, I thank you for the call to just say it's time to do it. She announced that she's older than us. I don't think she is, but she says she is. So, as the elder, if she said, go ahead.
Before you, I know you're ready to go, ready to sign off. Can I read something?
No. I just had to say that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it has to do with us coming together. And I mean, you can read the whole scripture, like it's Acts 2:44. And it talks about, and all that believed were together and had all things in common. So pretty much they shared everything.
Absolutely.
So let's do it.
Ashe, and so it is.
I say,
and so it is.
And so it is, and so it is. That's how it's going down. Now, like I said,
so
she claims she older. She claims she's older than us. I don't know about that.
Well, wait.
If
Okay,
she is the elder.
Okay, so if you are, that's fine. That's fine. No problem with that. No problem with that. You got your license in 1985. That don't mean nothing. Okay, so that don't mean nothing. Okay.
Let me tell you what it's like. You.
Okay. All I'm saying is, I'm headed to that 60. Now, if you over 60, then you got us.
Listen. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm the elder here. Okay. No, but let me tell you something.
See, I know she is, because she said it with authority. She just said, "This is what we gonna do." She would like comment on us. What we gonna do is the three of us. We gonna take it by storm. We ain't asking for no permission. We gonna. And I know that's how you know she an elder. She ain't asking no permission.
Let's do this. That's right.
If you're doing something, I got you.
Well,
I will be getting.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
Right. And let me just say this. The My Comb Black Owned program is going to be so delicious, hypnotic. It is going to be so fantastically, enthusiastically, excitably black that it is going to get us in this feverish back nostalgia, back into a time, and it's going to automatically correct our commerce behavior and things that we are able to fix our lexicon, to get our minds right. I'm excited because Ladosha ain't really seen it, but at the end of the day, this is been 15 years. We did it 15 years ago with BOPSA, which is the Black Owned Beauty Supply Association, and it worked. He didn't continue it, but It was a program to remind us that the oldest engineered architectural implement, talisman, inanimate object is that particular pattern. It's that comb. And when we are able to share it, make money and raise funds and go ahead and do the things that we need to do, it's an exciting campaign. So it's just, I can't wait to share it with you.
All right. Okay. Well, it's definitely going to happen. By the way, if you want to learn more about the Black beauty culture in Nova Scotia, this is their website, www.blackbeautyculture.org. I invite you to go over to their website. It's just a very nice website. Also, please become friends with Samantha right here on Facebook. All right. I was scouring through her photos. I wanted to just upload every single last one of them. She has her Facebook page is Nova Scotia Black History. I mean, well, Canadian, not that we got the truth. Anyway,
I'm following. I'm going on there now.
Go. Everybody go become her friend on Facebook and just scroll through her page and just go through. You'll see her wonderful husband. And all of the work, she's got so much stuff. I mean, if you think you're doing something in America, then you need to go on over and check out Samantha Dixon-Slawter right here on Facebook and learn more about what she's doing. And then don't forget, you can Google Miss Viola Desmond and learn a lot more about her as well. But this is the true inspiration and the mighty, mighty force that you're seeing here with Mrs. Samantha. So there's now. We got some more Black history here that we had to learn about. Parallel is the operative word. When I see you, Samantha, in person, I'm going, parallel. So I'm going to reach out to Fatu and see if she wants to be down. And that would give us a wonderful, we got, I don't know.
Because her braiding curriculum is awesome. Her braiding technique and skill. Man, listen.
Yeah. So we got a lot to work on. We'll see if we can find somebody across the pond in England. We got to find an Englander. Anybody in England? Hello, Jelly old chops.
All we gotta do is put it out in the universe. It'll happen.
Yeah, they'll send us someone in England. All right. So as we close this out, so I was going to ask you about the future and what's big, but I think she set us up for the whoop, and that's all good. And she gave us the vision. What else that you would like us to know before we close this out about what you're doing, why you're doing, and what you see for the future? Anything else that we must know, especially with this 3 Hairsketteers that we just, set it off right here.
Well, I mean, we know that the beauty industry is worth what?
Oh my God!
Pretty much, it's worth what, 6? I mean, here in Canada, it's actually worth 11.
I would probably say
$11 billion. So if it's worth $11 billion in Canada,
yeah, it's waiting for us to boom
that again. Hold up, wait, pause. What'd you say about in Canada?
It's worth $11 billion. The beauty industry overall is worth $11 billion. So I think globally it has to be worth over $600 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we need to bring some of that money into the Black community and keep it there.
I would agree. And I actually think that the rest of the world. Wait.
Ladosha, I know you're making fun of my accent. You need to stop.
I am. It's just
you need to stop.
Okay. I got my teacup. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what else would you like? For anything else? Like any words to the wise, or what? Anything you want to say to everybody here? Like who died and made y'all the 3 Hairsketteers? I'm definitely going to put it on Esther. So if somebody says I'm gonna say Esther. Esther said we.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say. Pardon? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Go ahead.
So, I want to hear what Dr. Morrow was saying. What was she going to say? And then I'll say what I was going to say.
I was just going to say, I was just going to blame it on Esther. No, I just had a little last minute comment, a little smart.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So what were you gonna say? Anything you want to make sure we just get it in? What you want folks to know?
Trust God and let's do this.
All right. Let's do it.
Trust God and let's do it. All right.
All right.
Hey, that ain't nothing to it, but like I told you what my daddy said, come on and get down with the get down. I do trust the process. I see you, Frida, in the chat. She said, great collaboration. Tondo, he says he's all in. So, Kafele, we can count on you. This is absolutely wonderful. Esther, I don't know how you got us into this, but I'll be talking to you in the Instagram. Miss K, you have been rocking it out with us. Thank you so much, Kay. We appreciate you very much. LB had to get on up out of here, so we appreciate you. Eleanor, I love everything you have. Eleanor, you're always on point, Eleanor. You never fail. You know our heart. You know exactly what we're trying to do. So everybody on Instagram, but I don't think Instagram been this fire since. I don't know. We've been getting a lot better on Instagram. Kingdom Cuts joined us. We had E. Jones, that's the hair god. If I'm not, I can see a little bit of his picture. So when the hair god comes through, the African hair god, I'm sorry, then you know you're doing something great. We still want you on the show, African hair god. And I'll reach out to you again, Miss Isabella, Clay Sculpt Grooming, everybody over here on Instagram. There's a lot of people. We appreciate you all support. And so, Samantha, obviously we're going to have part 2. Because I know you have a lot more to share. So we're definitely going to do a part 2. And sure, you want to close us out with the closing thought because we're all done here.
Okay, yeah, I got to run too. No, I just lot to do. There's a lot of room for all professionals to elevate. We need media, we need marketing, we need formulation, R&D, and we need style books, and I mean with all and we need more STEM and STEAM and engineering. We just have the future is ours. The future is ours. And I think that with the guidance and us keeping the conversation clean and fair and open, we can do it. I truly believe that. I'm excited. I got to run, guys.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. You know what we say when we're signing out? We always say, thank you so much, Mrs. Slaughter. You are the bomb.com. And we say good, better, best. Never, ever let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And don't forget, we're parallel with our brothers and sisters over in Canada when it comes to African Black history. Love, peace,
and let's get a conference call. And let's get a conference call and get a date.
Okay, cool beans. All right.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night, y'all. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. And if you watch this post live, drop your comments in the chat. Deuces. Y'all have a great night.
What is it? We have some explanation for that. We have none. Don't worry. Continue your program. Oh boy, it's really something super fantastic. You couldn't ever imagine.
Welcome to Planet Pluto.
You go the other way. Go back the other way. Well, that's kind of rich. Pretty spectacular. My God. What is that there? That's a hollow. What the hell is that? Don't tango. Tango. It's kind of right there now. Oh, yeah.